Nepal, a small yet historically significant country, has faced numerous challenges over the years. From the time of its monarchy to the rise of the multi-party system and the growing influence of foreign powers, the heart of the nation's struggles has often been debated. But who is truly the primary problem in Nepal's political landscape? Is it the monarchy, foreign powers, or the multi-party system itself? The monarchy in Nepal, spanning from King Mahendra to King Birendra and finally to King Gyanendra, has been a cornerstone of the country's political landscape. While each king had a unique approach to governance, together they shaped Nepal's economy, sovereignty, and foreign policy in ways that still influence the nation today. One of the core themes that linked the reigns of these kings was their commitment to protecting Nepal's sovereignty. King Mahendra, with his assertive leadership, ensured that Nepal remained independent during a time of intense Cold War pressures. His approach to governance focused on securing Nepal's position amidst a geopolitically divided world. However, it was King Birendra who, in 1975, declared Nepal as a zone of peace, seeking to keep Nepal neutral amid the tensions between the superpowers of the Cold War. This policy of non-alignment became a cornerstone of Nepal's foreign policy for decades, serving as a reminder of the country's determination to preserve its sovereignty in the face of external influence. King Birendra, during his reign, successfully navigated Nepal's relationships with its powerful neighbors, India and China, while keeping Nepal's neutrality intact. His most significant contribution came in 1990, when he oversaw the peaceful transition from an autocratic monarchy to a multi-party democracy in response to the People's Movement, Jana Andolan. This shift towards democracy gave the people a voice, though it also introduced new challenges for the nation. King Gyanendra, the last monarch of Nepal, was faced with a country in turmoil. In 2005, he took the bold step of dismissing the government and taking control directly to stabilize Nepal amidst a civil war and political instability. His reign, while focused on preserving Nepal's sovereignty, ended with the abolition of the monarchy in 2008, as the country embraced a republican form of governance. The monarchy in Nepal played a key role in shaping the country's early economic development. During the period of autocratic rule, the monarchy oversaw the construction of essential infrastructure like roads, schools, and hospitals, which laid the foundation for Nepal's future progress. Under the monarchy, efforts were made towards achieving economic independence. The focus was on laying the groundwork for development in a variety of sectors. The monarchy's vision for gradual development continued with the emphasis on expanding key industries such as tourism, agriculture, and hydropower. These sectors have since remained vital to Nepal's economy. The establishment of institutions like Nepal Rashtra Bank helped stabilize the financial sector and provide a platform for national economic growth. In addition to strengthening the core sectors, the monarchy also focused on diversifying Nepal's economy. Garment exports and soft commodities were promoted, contributing significantly to the country's export earnings. This approach helped expand Nepal's economic horizons and integrate it further into the global economy. A defining aspect of the monarchy's foreign policy under all three kings was their focus on maintaining Nepal's neutrality in a volatile region. The zone of peace policy declared by King Birendra served as a guiding principle for decades. This non-alignment allowed Nepal to engage diplomatically with both India and China while maintaining its independence, though the complexities of modern geopolitics have tested this approach in recent years. Together, the kings of Nepal contributed significantly to shaping the nation's identity, both domestically and on the global stage. Through their combined efforts, Nepal managed to maintain its sovereignty, navigate foreign influences, and make strides in infrastructure development. Nepal, strategically positioned between two giant powers, India and China, has long been influenced by foreign powers. As the country's political, economic, and social landscape has evolved, it has often found itself caught in a web of external interests. These powers have not only shaped Nepal's development, but also played significant roles in its sovereignty, sometimes with the underlying aim of using Nepal as a proxy to exert influence in the region. As Nepal's closest neighbor, India has long been a dominant player in the country's politics. Historically, India has supported Nepal in terms of trade, infrastructure and development aid, which helped shape Nepal's early modern development. Yet, India's involvement has not always been free of tension. Nepal's reliance on India has led to occasional friction, particularly over issues like the Kalapani border dispute. More significantly, India's influence over Nepal's political direction has sometimes been seen as both a benefit and a burden. Nepal's sovereignty has been questioned as India's political, economic and cultural dominance looms large. India's proximity to Nepal has raised fears about Nepal's autonomy, and over time, the role of foreign influence has become a double-edged sword. The United States has also played a significant role in Nepal, primarily through USAID, funding a wide range of development projects across education, healthcare and infrastructure. While these initiatives have undoubtedly helped raise the standard of living for many Nepalese, they have also entrenched the country's dependency on external aid. Nepal, while receiving financial and technical support, often finds itself caught between Western ideals of democracy and local priorities. As a democracy, the USA has emphasized the importance of human rights and democratic governance. However, this agenda sometimes conflicts with Nepal's reality, leading to tensions over sovereignty and local governance. In a geopolitical landscape, the United States has not only aimed at development, but also sought to contain the growing influence of China in the region. By targeting smaller countries like Nepal, it has sought to curb China's rising power, using Nepal as a proxy to balance China's influence. In a sense, Nepal has been caught in the larger game of global powers, using the country as a strategic asset in the battle for dominance in Asia. European nations, through NGOs and INGOs, have also played an important role in Nepal's development. From humanitarian relief following the devastating 2015 earthquake to funding educational initiatives, these organizations have been crucial in areas where the government's reach has been limited. However, as foreign-funded organizations become more entrenched in Nepal's economy, they often bring with them their own agendas. These external forces shape the country's policies, and the presence of foreign-funded projects can lead to concerns about Nepal's ability to make independent, sovereign decisions. The influence of European powers often aligns with broader Western objectives, pushing for reforms that reflect democratic and human rights ideals. Yet, in a region where global powers vie for influence, foreign aid and involvement also become tools in a larger geopolitical strategy. China, with its growing global power, has increasingly looked to Nepal as a key strategic partner. Through the Belt and Road Initiative, China has begun investing heavily in Nepal with significant infrastructure projects such as roads, railways and energy initiatives. Nepal's geographical position as a natural link between China and India makes it an asset in China's long-term economic ambitions in the region. The involvement of India, China, the USA and European nations in Nepal's political, economic and social affairs has undeniably shaped the country's trajectory. While Nepal has benefited from foreign assistance, it has also faced the challenge of maintaining its sovereignty amidst the competing interests of these powers. Smaller nations like Nepal often become pawns in larger geopolitical struggles. Once targeted by major foreign powers, a country like Nepal can be used as a proxy, a tool to advance one nation's interest against a larger adversary. For Nepal, this has meant struggling to preserve its autonomy, while simultaneously balancing the pressures of global powers. As a result, Nepal finds itself in a delicate position, where each foreign intervention is not just about aid, but also about exerting influence, controlling geopolitical outcomes, and shaping the balance of power in Asia. Amidst this external pressure, Nepal's challenge remains clear. Can it maintain its sovereignty and chart a path forward that serves its people? Or will it continue to be caught in the web of foreign interests? In 1990, Nepal saw the rise of a multi-party system after the success of the People's Movement, also known as Jana Andolan. The vision was clear: democracy, human rights, and a constitutional monarchy. However, the reality has been far more turbulent. The multi-party system, initially a symbol of hope and change, soon became fragmented. Political parties in Nepal, instead of uniting the people, splintered into factions, each often aligned with different foreign powers. This external alignment, combined with the internal divisions, created more fragmentation than unity. Rather than prioritizing national development, these parties became more focused on their own power struggles. leading to constant infighting, political gridlock and instability. Between 1990 and 2005, during the Loktantra era, Nepal witnessed a staggering 10 government changes in just 15 years. This instability was compounded by a violent Maoist insurgency, which further destabilized the nation and pushed the monarchy to take stronger measures. However, even after the fall of the monarchy in 2008, the instability continued. From 2008 to the present and the era of Ganatantra, Nepal has experienced 13 governments in just 17 years, a clear reflection of the country's fragile political system. The new political landscape, while democratic in name, has led Nepal into a deeper state of dependence. The economy, which had previously been managed with cautious fiscal policies under the monarchy, was once in a green state. During the monarchy, efforts were made to maintain a balance in fiscal management, keeping Nepal's debt-to-GDP ratio relatively low. However, in the Ganatantra era, under the multi-party system, Nepal's economy has deteriorated into a grey state. This shift is starkly evident as Nepal now heavily relies on remittances and foreign aid for its survival, with very little self-sustaining economic growth. One of the most significant consequences of the multi-party system, especially after the rise of the Maoist party, has been the destabilization of Nepal's internal security. The rise of the Maoists and their insurgency led to widespread violence and the weakening of state institutions. Even after the peace agreement, the country continued to face challenges of lawlessness, security issues, and unresolved political struggle. The country's sovereignty itself became a matter of concern as the political system became too weak to assert control over its own territory. The nation's borders, internal conflicts, and fragile governance put Nepal's security at risk, leading to external and internal pressures. The multi-party system, while a necessary step towards democracy, has not always served Nepal well. The constant turnover of governments, dependency on remittances and foreign aid, and internal divisions have all contributed to the country's ongoing instability. The question remains, can Nepal overcome these deep divides and build a political system that truly serves its people? Or will it continue to be pulled in different directions, at the mercy of foreign powers and fragmented political factions? So, who is the primary problem of Nepal? Is it the monarchy that once ruled with absolute power, the foreign powers that manipulate Nepal's political landscape, or the multi-party system, which, instead of bringing unity, often divides the nation? Foreign influence continues to pull the strings, and the multi-party system, while democratic in theory, is riddled with flaws. But the deepest issue may lie within the political culture itself. Until the political class shifts its focus from power and wealth accumulation to addressing the real problems of the people, Nepal's potential will remain just that, potential. Perhaps by now, the people of Nepal can distinguish between the manipulators, the puppets, and the guardians of the nation. But with the right leadership and mindset, Nepal can break free from these cycles. It's time for the people to rise above past divisions, reclaim the future they deserve, and decide, will they continue to be used as pawns, or will they chart a path towards genuine self-determination and prosperity? The choice is theirs.